Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for joining us for our TCSL's Sunday morning meditation. Today's meditation is one of Genevieve Gerard's meditations, and regarding Memorial Day and remembering who we truly are. So at this time, I invite you to close your outer eyes and begin to reach deep into the center of your being. As we spend some time in gratitude and remembrance this Memorial Day for the men and women who are serving our country, for those who've fallen, for those who returned wounded, for those who returned physically whole but spiritually fractured, we honor their service in their individual lives. This morning, I'd also like to contemplate and meditate on remembrance of who we are, outside of the named roles we are assigned or have chosen in our human existence, to take conscious, intentional look inward to memorialize our divine self, that sacred space within where the voice of spirit can be heard, where peace, joy, and reverence live within each and every one of us. Our only question for this meditation is, who am I truly? So sitting with spine straight, shoulders relaxed, jaw relaxed, allow the belly to soften. Relax your lower body. Allow the chair or the floor to support you. Take a deep breath as you calm your mind to center yourself in this moment now. Open your heart and invite the light. Breathe in as deeply as you can, filling your lungs. Hold for a second at the top, and then slowly exhale fully with a slight squeeze of the abdomen. Again, deep breath in, arriving fully into this moment, exhaling completely. Notice the shift in your mental energy from active to calm. And one more time to bring you to a deeper relaxed state. Deep breath in and exhale slowly. As we move through this meditation, listen to the promptings of your soul. How does it answer the question, who am I truly? Allow your heart to experience whatever comes to you. Let your mind be free of any preconceived notions. Suspend judgment. You are exploring your most basic sense of spirit identity beyond the physical realm of your earthly experience. Open to the wisdom of your soul. Invite it to reveal to you awareness you may not have perceived before. Listen with your whole being in the silence and between the breath cycle as you ponder, who am I truly? Consider the thoughts, concepts, and feelings that drift into your being. In the silence, you may find paths of consciousness that call to you. Let them flow freely, opening understandings that may be new to you. You may experience an expanded sense of being. Allow your awareness to expand to the edges of your consciousness. Let your perception be limitless. Taking in another deep and relaxing breath. Release with your exhale any stress you might be holding in your body. That stress is not a part of who you truly are, so you can let it go. Draw in another deep breath. As you release with your exhale, you can release any fear that has taken up space in your mind. It's not a part of who you truly are, and you can visualize it flowing away from you, dissolving. Now, as you breathe in another deep breath, you can, with your exhale, release any limiting beliefs and thoughts you may be holding. They too are not part of who you truly are. Just let them go. Return now to the silence. In this sacred space, you are realizing these burdens of stress, fear, and limiting beliefs you have carried are not a part of your true self, your essential self. They have not served you, and you have no need to gather them to you to carry again. So who am I truly if I'm not my stress and my fears or my limiting beliefs? Allow the peace of this experience to permeate your essence. As you breathe in that peace and calm into the spaces previously occupied by human stuff. You have so much more room to expand the essence of who you truly are. The sense of peace and calmness is drawing from your own essence, not something outside of yourself. Let the energy in your heart expand into that peace. Let the love of your soul fill your heart as you love and appreciate who you are. In the space of this moment, allow yourself to receive the grace of loving and accepting yourself exactly as you are. Expand your awareness to receive the flow of unlimited love and compassion that is the nature of your soul. As that love fills your heart and illumines your mind, realize and celebrate that your soul is an integral essence of who you are. You are more than the total of the roles you have taken on and the deeds you have done. You are more than your emotions and beliefs. Within you is your essential self, your spirit-given, always available, divine self. Open your awareness now to that self. Yes, you have a human and material body, but you are much more than this physicality. The body, the personality, is a vehicle for your human life on earth. Your soul is the passenger, living experiences through the body's senses of sight, touch, taste, sounds, and smells. And certainly you have emotions, but they are only experiences along the adventure of life. You experience them, you have them, but they are not who you truly are. Amazingly, you have a mind capable of great thoughts and expansions of consciousness. Within that mind is the power of imagining and perceiving that which is beyond the material into an essence which is spirit. Your personality and ego are part of a team that brings spirit into manifestation in the physical universe. This merger of your soul with the material world is focused on bringing love into the world of matter. Love is the essential nature of the soul and the nature of the divine. You, as a human being, are the incredible miracle of life created to bridge those worlds, to reveal that truth, to learn and teach the nature of love. For this great task was humanity created. For this great service to the whole universe are you here on planet Earth, learning, growing, and striving to transform matter with love. Hear me. Learning, growing, and striving to transform matter with love. This integration of your soul, whose nature is love united with divine purpose, this integration of your soul with your physical body, emotions, mind, and personality is a divine purpose in life that has a purpose beyond what you can know and see. Being and becoming aware of who you truly are and remembering and revealing your divine nature while in human form is the pathway that all of humanity must travel to fulfill the divine plan and destiny for humanity. You are an adventurer. You are a trailblazer. You are a child of God, a spark of spirit merging divine source into matter as you learn to express and share love. In all of creation, the human being is a unique and special being. Be who you are. Celebrate this miracle of life you have been granted. Accept the love and guidance of your soul as you master your physical, emotional, and mental nature and integrate your personality with your soul. During the music meditation that follows, receive the love that your soul has for you. Receive the grace that is your birthright as a spark of the divine light that inhabits you. Allow soul's response to the question, who am I truly, to find a home within, in a place that you are able to access easily. As you bring your awareness back into the body, as your consciousness returns to the activities and requirements of your life, purposely leave space for soul to empower you, to remind you of who you are truly. After reading the headline, acknowledge it, possibly emote about it, and then remember who you are. Or dealing with a loved one who is ill, acknowledge the circumstance, pray over it, and remember who you are and who they are. A series of unfortunate events, a part of the human experience. Acknowledge, pray into it from your soul's whisper, and remember who you are. When experiencing deep joy or profound love, know that it's exactly who you are. In gratitude, we remember our troops and surround them with love and protection. In gratitude and with the love of God, we remember who we are. Because you are, in your purest form, a unique and individualized manifestation of spirit. Here on purpose, perfect as you are, exploring what it is to love, experiencing the ride. Namaste. Please join us at 10:15 this morning for our celebration of spirit. Thank you.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. 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 Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
Oh yeah. Come on. All right. Yeah. Oh yeah. One life living is you and me. Yeah. One light shining is you and me. Yeah. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. All right. One life living is you and me. shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. I'm shining from the inside out. I'm so happy, I just wanna shout. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is. One life living is you and me. One light shining is you and me. One love loving is you and me. 'Cause God is all there is.
Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a stand for peace. Let there be love. I am a stand for love. Let there be joy. I am a stand for joy. We are making a new world now. Let there be peace. I am a
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living and our Sunday celebration service. We are very blessed that you have chosen to join us today through the power of live streaming. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Dusty Rippelmeyer, and I have the honor and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. Our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living, which is a practical and positive philosophy, faith, and way of life, a global community of over 450 spiritual centers, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Our community is the spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with each other and with the God of their understanding. We are a powerful spiritual community, lovingly committed to a world of acceptance, compassion, peace, and joy. We gather together to express love, celebrate life, grow spiritually, practice radical acceptance and inclusion, and connect with one another. What we are really about is providing a supportive community where we can explore our own spiritual path and connect to the divinity within us. Formally, our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are always welcome here. So a few announcements, and the first is really an announcement for our flower dedication. Tomorrow is Memorial Day. It's a federal holiday in the United States to honor and mourn members of the military who have passed away while serving in the United States Armed Forces. Originally known as Declaration Day, Memorial Day began with an idea from General John Logan as a way to honor the fallen soldiers of the Civil War. The first celebration on May 30th, 1868, was held at Arlington National Cemetery with a crowd of 5,000 people decorating the graves of more than 20,000 military personnel with flowers. Most experts believe that General Logan planned the first Declaration Day for that day because northern and southern states would have flowers in bloom by then, although others believe the date was ideal because it did not coincide with the anniversary of any of the battles of the Civil War. Various Washington officials, including General Ulysses S. Grant, presided over the ceremonies. After speeches, children from the Soldiers and Sailors Orphan Home, among others, made their way through the cemetery, strewing flowers on both Union and Confederate graves, reciting prayers and singing hymns. It wasn't until after World War I that Memorial Day was expanded to honor all veterans who died in any American war. In 1971, Declaration Day became officially known as Memorial Day, and Congress passed an act declaring it a national holiday. It was also moved by President Lyndon B. Johnson from May 30th to the last Monday in May, creating a 3-day weekend for the holiday, saying, "This will enable families who live some distance apart to spend more time together." On this Memorial Weekend, we honor and remember the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, wishing everyone a safe and meaningful holiday. We have found a space that we're looking at for over the summer. We have one date in June, Sunday, June 14th, 2 in July, July 5th and July 19th, and 2 in August, August 2nd and August 9th. The space is the Powell Drive Neighborhood Center at 740, whoa, I don't know where that came from, 740 Powell Drive in Raleigh, North Carolina, 27606. It holds about 75 people and has a warming kitchen, and although there is no storage and we will have to set out all of the chairs and the table, we think it is still going to be a magnificent place for us to be able to meet in person. And while it is a great opportunity for that, it's also a great opportunity for each of us individually within the community to give of our time, talent to assist in the setup of the room as well as the restoration of the space. It includes bringing in the equipment and other bins from our cars, setting up the chairs and tables, including the altar, the coffee and tea space, and the welcome table. As a community, we have always had a plethora of assistance at the end of the service, and we are now asking for and need some assistance before the service. We have a number of volunteers for the June 14th date and would love to fill the other 4 dates over the summer that are available to participate in the spiritual practice of sacred service. We could make this work with 2 or even better 3 volunteers before the service and the same afterwards. Heather and I typically arrive around 8 o'clock to be ready for the meditation. I think if we have more assistance, we could begin at 8:30. For those who are willing to assist, we will have the coffee on by the time that you arrive, and it will be a wonderful opportunity for increased fellowship with others in the community. So please consider signing up for 1 or 2 Sundays over the summer. Send an email to info@trianglecsl.org. Thank you ahead of time for your willingness and your generosity. As I said earlier, we will be in the room together on Sunday, June 14th, July 5th and 19th, and Sunday, August 2nd and 9th. We have reached out to Powell Drive Community Center about more dates moving forward throughout the year. Other dates in June, July, and August will be online only. If and when that changes, we will absolutely let everyone know as soon as possible. Until then, we will continue to do what we do and to bring forward deep and thoughtful messages and music each Sunday via StreamYard. As always, the meditation is at 9:45 and the service at 10:15. As we continue to announce, our 2026 Wednesday evening services have changed. They do, however, continue to be a mid-week spiritual pick-me-up. The new concept is called A Year of Value. It is a journaling, self-study program in which you receive a quality each week on Wednesday by email. Along with that quality will come all kinds of resources to grow that quality in your life. By focusing on the many different aspects of leading an exemplary life, we believe it supports participants in making 2026 truly a year of value. To sign up, send an email to info@trianglecsl.org indicating your desire to participate. Before moving on, we would like to thank our beloved Michelle Love for her beautiful meditation. Thank you so very much, Michelle. And now please welcome her back to the stage.
Thank you, Dusty. So our theme for the year 2026 is open at the top. Our theme for the month of May is divine doubt. And Reverend Dusty's message today is uncertainty as a call to action. And now I'd like to welcome back Reverend Dusty, who will be assisting us this morning with our blessing of all people.
Please welcome our beloved Carol Cross, who will be assisting us this morning with our blessing of all people. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we are all created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own way, as represented by this sermon. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,000th time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are a straight, cisgendered man or woman, or identify with the LGBTQ plus community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your politics tend toward the red side or toward the blue side, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country or came from a different land, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are married or single or or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't sure that you even believe in God, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your special vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you very much, Carol.
Hello, everyone. I'm Carol Cross. I'm one of the practitioners here, and I am the official practitioner for this service. So let me begin by blessing the service. I ask that everyone close their eyes for a minute. Settle into the depths of your soul. And this morning of this special weekend of remembering special people, of remembering heroes and ancestors and those that we don't know. Because I know that I am one with everyone that has gone before me and that everyone that will come after me. Because what I know is that we are all just individual manifestations of the one power, the one spirit, the one source of all that is, that goes by so many different names, but is the source of our power, the source of our, and the substance of our joy, of our love, of our peace and serenity, of our abundance. That is the truth of who and what I am. As attached as I am to this physical incarnation, I am so much larger than this body. I am one with spirit. And that's not because I'm a practitioner or I'm special or anything. Every one of us is our truth. We are all that vast energy that we call God or spirit or the one or the source or whatever floats your boat. We're all in the same boat. So that said, I say a word of blessing and a word of gratitude to Heather Abbott, who does so much for so many. And particularly today is making sure that we have the technology to be with you, even when we are not in the same location. So thank you, Heather. I say a word of blessing on Michelle Love, who did such a beautiful Memorial Day meditation and is serving as our platform host. I say a word of blessing and gratitude on Cindy Johnson. So much talent and so much heart. And I know that she will transform our experience today. I say a word of blessing and gratitude on Reverend Dusty, who today allows herself to serve as a flute for spirit, to lead us to the truth that we often wander away from. She is the instrument that spirit is playing to lead us to our highest and best selves. And so for that, I am so grateful. And I say a word of blessing and a word of gratitude of everyone who participates in this service, because this is not, people watching at home are not just passive recipients. Everyone's energy is combining into a whole to make today's event a special event. And I look forward to that. I celebrate that. I acknowledge that. And I say, let's get on with that. And ask you to do the same with me, with our words. And so it is. Okay. So today we have a reading from Howard Thurman. And he says, the moving finger of God in human history points ever in the same direction. There must be community. Always in the collective conscience and in the private will, this intent appears and reappears like some fleeting ghost. It is a fact that humankind fails again and again. But the sense of not being mistaken in the fundamental intention never deserts the final purpose or the judgment that is passed on all social behavior. When the hunger in a person's heart merges with what seems to be the fundamental intent of life, communion with God, the creator of life, is not only possible, but urgent. The hunger of the heart, which is a part of the givingness of God, becomes one with the givingness of God as expressed in the world of nature and in human history. And so it is. So to kick off this part of our service, I invite Cindy Johnson and her magic piano fingers to come uplift us with her gift of music. Thank you, Cindy Johnson.
Thank you, Carol. Good to see you. There's a rainbow over my shoulder. There's a new world under my feet. And the darker the clouds that surround us, the brighter the rainbow will be. So I called in all my relations. Every heart has a treasure to bring. We can circle the worst of the weather, take courage together and sing. Bless these souls that gather round now, shining through the storm. All the colors of the rainbow, each of us keeping us warm. In my dreams I've seen their faces. We are singing from the heart. In the circle of embraces, each of us just as we are. And we are coming home again, setting our spirits free. And we are reaching out beyond everything we ever thought that we could be. So bless these hearts and bless this vision. Bless us where we are. decision, starting right here, beginning right now. I'm the rainbow I've wanted to see. The circle of peace is complete, starting with me. There's a rainbow over my shoulder. There's a new world under my feet.
Beautiful, Cindy, as always. Thank you very much. There's a rainbow over my shoulder and a new world under my feet. Perfect way to bring us into today's talk. Throughout the month, our theme has been divine doubt. Today, we continue this conversation with a message entitled Uncertainty as a Call to Action. And most specifically, this is a collective call to action. As Howard Thurman said in our inspirational reading, the underlying truth is that the divine is constantly pulling us toward community. This idea rests on the simple observation that what we call the sacred seems to move through connection, through relationships, through shared meaning, and through mutual care. Across traditions, the divine is described not just as something to believe in, but something to be lived together with one another. Community is where individual experience is tested, deepened, and made real. There's also a more human reason behind this. People are inherently social beings. What feels like a pull towards community might be the sense that we are not complete in isolation. Now, this doesn't mean that community is always easy or harmonious. If anything, the friction within it, the misunderstandings, the disagreements, and the need for forgiveness is part of what gives it spiritual weight. A purely comfortable community doesn't ask much of us, but a real one does. If the divine is about transformation, then it makes sense that it would draw people into spaces where they are shaped in part by others. So the pull toward community can be seen as both spiritual and practical. A movement toward connection where belief becomes a lived experience, and where individuals with all of their doubts and differences participate together in something larger than themselves. Now, if the premise is that we are drawn toward one another, whether we frame that as God or simply the structure of human life, it would seem to make sense that sharing our doubt could be part of that movement. Most spiritual traditions do not treat doubt as something that we need to hide. They treat it as something that we really need to bring into relationship. Uncertainty as a collective call to action frames uncertainty not as a paralysis or as a weakness, but as a shared condition that demands cooperation, creativity, and responsibility. When a community becomes aware that it doesn't fully understand something, or that all of its old answers no longer hold true, then that awareness can, when we allow it, function as a call to action. What makes uncertainty powerful is that it's shared. Think about it. One person's doubt can be dismissed, but many people sensing the same instability is hard to ignore. It starts showing up in conversations, in shifting priorities, and in the kinds of questions that people are willing to ask out loud. That's when uncertainty stops being abstract and becomes directional. It points toward something that needs attention, and not just attention by one of us, but attention by the collective, by the whole. Now, this process can feel messy and sometimes even chaotic, but it is also generative. It is how communities update themselves. It is how they grow and evolve. And yet, uncertainty is often treated as something to fear. We're taught to avoid it, to conquer it, to wait until the path becomes clear before we move forward. History, however, tells a very different story. The moments that most transformed humanity did not come out of certainty. They emerged from periods of doubt, instability, and collective risk. Moments where people chose to act together in spite of not knowing what could happen next. Moments that were almost always marked by a widening sense that the current understanding that we had is not enough. Seen this way, uncertainty isn't the absence of direction, it's the beginning of one. It gathers attention, invites participation, and pushes a community to really begin to decide how it is going to respond. Is it going to respond by retreating into what feels safe, into what we have always done, or by stepping forward into a deeper understanding and change? Now, there are many different historical examples that show how uncertainty became a catalyst for collective action. For example, during the Great Depression of the 1930s, millions faced unemployment, hunger, and financial ruin. No one knew how long the crisis would last or whether democratic systems could survive it. In response, governments and communities created large-scale public programs, labor protections, and social safety nets. Uncertainty forced societies to rethink responsibility and collective welfare. After the devastation of World War II, much of the world faced uncertainty about peace, about stability, and about the future of international cooperation. In response, nations created institutions like the United Nations and invested in reconstruction efforts designed to protect and to prevent future catastrophes. Activists in the civil rights movement had no certainty that their protests, marches, or acts of civil disobedience would succeed. Those who marched for civil rights did not know if justice would come in their lifetime. Many faced violence, imprisonment, and political resistance, but they acted anyway, because uncertainty did not erase moral responsibility. The Apollo 11 moon landing represented a leap into scientific and technological uncertainty. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and workers collaborated toward a goal that they had absolutely no idea was going to work, and perhaps many of them thought was impossible. It was not achieved through certainty, but because people chose to confront the uncertainty together in pursuit of something larger than themselves. The early stages of COVID-19 pandemic were filled with fear and incomplete information. Healthcare workers, researchers, governments, and communities had to adapt rapidly while knowledge evolved in real time. The world was reminded that uncertainty can divide us or it can unite us. Scientists collaborated across borders, communities supported one another, and ordinary people made sacrifices for collective survival. In all of these examples, doubt didn't dissolve the community. It compelled it to re-examine itself, and in doing so, reach for something more faithful to its highest ideals. Part of what makes doubt so powerful in the communal setting is that it rarely is just intellectual. It often is felt as dissonance, like something isn't right or something's not aligned. And when that feeling spreads, it creates a kind of shared unrest. And unrest, if it's engaged in rather than suppressed, becomes energy. It motivates reform and renewal, and sometimes entirely new expressions of a community's purpose. When a community takes doubt seriously, when it tests it, when it names it, when it wrestles with it, it begins to distinguish between what is essential and what is incidental. That clarity is often meant from people saying a higher calling, a more focused, more demanding, more authentic version of what that community is meant to be. Seen this way, doubt isn't the opposite of a calling, it is the doorway into it. Today, we are all living in an age defined not by certainty, but by acceleration, disruption, and unanswered questions. The systems we once trusted to feel permanent are shifting beneath our feet faster than many of us can fully comprehend. Today, uncertainty can no longer be an individual burden. As it has been throughout history, it needs to be a shared condition. And when it's shared, it becomes a collective call to action. Not a call driven by panic, but by responsibility. Not a demand for perfect answers, but for courageous participation. Not a retreat into isolation, but a movement toward collaboration, a movement toward imagination, and a movement toward solidarity. Our generation faces challenges different in form, but similar in spirit to what we have faced throughout history. The challenges all ask the same question. Will uncertainty push us apart or call us to act together? The underlying truth is that the future will not be shaped by those who wait for certainty, but by those willing to build together in the absence of it. So, if we are people who are not willing to wait for certainty to shape the future, who feel a call to action in the absence of it, and who are willing to build something together as people have done before, what does that look like? A few examples could include climate change. Rising temperatures, extreme weather, food insecurity, and environmental displacement affects every country differently. But no nation can solve the crisis alone. The uncertainty surrounding future impact makes our cooperation more urgent, not less. We do not know exactly how climate change will reshape our world over the next 50 years, but uncertainty is not permission to stand still while communities lose homes, ecosystems collapse, and future generations inherit the consequences of our hesitation. Artificial intelligence and automation. The rapid growth of AI raises questions about jobs, about privacy, about ethics, about misinformation, and about human identity. No single institution fully understands the long-term consequences, which makes collective oversight and public participation essential. As artificial intelligence transforms the way that we work, communicate, and make decisions, we face a future full of possibility and profound uncertainty. The question is not whether technology will change society, but whether society will shape that change responsibly. Public health and global preparedness. The aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in healthcare systems, in supply chains, and in international coordination. Future pandemics and health crises remain uncertain, but likely. Recent years remind us that public health is never purely personal. Our vulnerabilities are interconnected, and so are our responsibilities. Political polarization and misinformation. In an area where misinformation spreads faster than understanding, many societies face growing distrust in institutions and in the media. Unless we choose dialogue, accountability, and shared truth over fear and isolation, uncertainty will continue to divide us. Economic inequality and job insecurity. Technological shifts, inflation, housing costs, and unstable labor markets create uncertainty for millions, millions of people, especially younger generations unsure about their future. Across the world, people are working harder while feeling less certain about stability, about opportunity, and about the future that they feel they had been promised. Global conflict and displacement, wars, immigration and refugee crises, geopolitical instability, and other ongoing humanitarian challenges continue to reshape international relations and human lives. Around the world, conflict and displacement remind us that uncertainty is not an abstract idea for millions. It is a daily reality. Mental health and social isolation. Many people experience uncertainty not only politically or economically, but emotionally through loneliness, anxiety, and the loss of connection in rapidly changing societies. One of the quietest crises of our time is the growing sense of isolation people feel even while more digitally connected than ever before. These examples are some of the what and the why of the challenges we face today. If addressing shared uncertainty works best when people move from passive anxiety into coordinated participation, what are some practical actions that we can take? Number one, build spaces for honest conversations. The bottom line is that many problems worsen because people feel pressured to appear certain. Therefore, the invitation is to create local discussion circles, community forums, or intergenerational gatherings. Normalize saying, I don't know, without ridicule, and practice listening before debating. Number two, strengthen local communities. The bottom line is that global problems become less overwhelming when local relationships are stronger. Therefore, the invitation is to take the time to know your neighbors, support local food systems and small businesses, and participate in local governance meetings. Number 3, improve media and information literacy. The bottom line is that uncertainty becomes dangerous when misinformation spreads faster than understanding. Therefore, the invitation is to verify information from multiple sources, support independent journalism, and teach critical thinking and statistical reasoning. Number 4, participate instead of only consuming. The bottom line is that people feel powerless because they experience society mainly as spectators. Participation transforms uncertainty into agency. Therefore, the invitation is to volunteer. Join civic organizations and attend town hall meetings. Number 5, encourage transparent institutions. The bottom line is that trust grows when institutions can admit uncertainty honestly. Therefore, the invitation is to reward leaders who acknowledge complexity, push for open data and public accountability, and support scientific transparency. Number 6, develop emotional resilience. The bottom line is that collective uncertainty can trigger fear or anger or exhaustion. Therefore, the invitation is to spend time in nature, to limit doom scrolling, and to create routines that support mental stability. And lastly, number 7, foster cross-group dialogue. The bottom line is that many societies are fragmented into isolated identity and ideological groups. Therefore, the invitation is to engage respectfully with people outside of our social bubbles, to create collaborative projects across political or cultural lines, and focus on shared practical concerns, and separate disagreement from dehumanization. A key principle behind all of these actions is that uncertainty handled alone often produces fear. Uncertainty handled collectively produces intelligence, solidarity, and innovation. The societies that adapt best are not usually the ones with fewer problems, but the ones that are most capable of learning, growing, and evolving together. Rather than isolation or assuming something is wrong when uncertainty arises, sharing our collective doubts in community is a pathway to building a more just and thoughtful world. So the invitation for each of us, individually and collectively, is to allow uncertainty to be a call to action. A world that works for all depends on it. And so it is. And so it is. So I invite you to turn within, to collectively take a deep breath. To allow our attention and intention to flow on that in-breath to the center of our being, to that space and place that I call God, that is the spark of the divine, that unconditional love, that peace that passes all understanding, that wisdom, that boundless joy. I know that I am one with this power and presence. It is that which created me, that which sustains me, that which guides me and guards me. And I know that I can never be separate from this presence. Everywhere I am, God is in its fullness. Every experience I am involved in, God is present in. Every circumstance, every situation, there is the presence of God. And I know that this can't just be my truth. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is the truth for every one of us. That each of us is a unique and divine expression of the One and ambassador of its presence on the planet. That we can never be disconnected from it. And it is from that place of unity that I speak these words about and for each and every single one of us today, truly knowing that uncertainty or doubt is not a call for concern, but a call for action, a call to come together in respect, in honor, in listening, in welcoming, in loving, and in allowing everyone's voice to be heard, knowing that as we come together, as everyone's voice is put into the mix, that unbelievable solutions arise. Things that we had never, ever even thought about when left on our own. It is the collective that has historically brought humanity to higher and deeper places. It is this collective call to action that has brought us to unexpected heights, new ideas, institutions that have taken care of each other. I claim ease and grace for each one of us around letting loose our ideas about who we need to be in the matter, letting loose our idea that doubt is shameful or doubt is harmful or doubt is not spiritual when in fact it is. It is that which allows us to shift, allows us to change, allows us to transform our ways of being into something that we were actually created to be. Something that is higher and better than we had ever thought possible. I know that we can come together as a community, as a country, as a global family, and that in doing so, we create a world that actually does work for all. And I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words, so grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes, that my words are clothed in form even as they are spoken, and so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. I invite each of us to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you all so very much. It is now time for our conscious giving. The Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. This is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to be a beacon of light and love for ourselves and others. Together, we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There are several ways that you can give, and they're here on your screen. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can send a check to PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. I invite you to turn within again for another moment while I speak a word of blessing on this offering, knowing that the process itself is an opportunity to stand in an expanded view of all of the ways that we are abundant and to focus our attention on all of this abundance by practicing sharing and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of it away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that as each of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you all for your gift, and I thank God for the gift of each and every single one of you. And now, please, speaking of gifts, help me welcome back our beloved Cindy Johnson to her piano.
Thank you. Here we all are, gathered together in this place. Why are we here? What is our purpose? What is His will? How do we know what's true and what's real? We may not know where life's road may lead, but it doesn't matter as long as we believe that God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever the question may be. What's going on in this world today? Where do we fit? What can we do to make a difference? What can we say? Where do we go? This way or that way? If we all pray and truly believe and love one another, we can let the world see that God is the answer. God is the answer. God is the answer to whatever the question may be.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much, Cindy. I think that's such a powerful affirmation that God is the answer to whatever the question may be. So thank you. So that kicks off our next portion, which are our affirmations for today. So as I always say, you're not going to mumble and stumble through these. You're going to say them with fierce and ferocious intensity, because that's what we need to do. So I'm going to do this as a call and a response. I'll go first, and Michelle and the rest of you all will repeat after me. So, uncertainty as a call to action frames uncertainty not as a weakness, but as a shared condition.
Uncertainty as a call to action frames uncertainty not as a weakness, but as a shared condition.
I vow to meet the demands of the shared condition with cooperation, creativity, responsibility.
I vow to meet the demands of the shared condition with cooperation, creativity, and responsibility.
While uncertainty is often treated as something to fear, I know that the moments that most transformed humanity were not born from certainty.
While uncertainty is often treated as something to fear, I know that the moments that most transformed humanity were not born from certainty.
Therefore, I choose to stay present during periods of doubt, instability, and collective risk, doing my part for the whole of the community.
Therefore, I choose to stay present during periods of doubt, instability, and collective risk, doing my part for the whole of the community.
The underlying truth is that the future will not be shaped by those who wait for certainty, but by those willing to build together in its absence.
The underlying truth is that the future will not be shaped by those who wait for certainty, but by those willing to build together in its absence.
Knowing this, I vow to let loose my need for certainty, heed the call for action, and powerfully join those who are building the future together.
Knowing this, I vow to let loose my need for certainty, heed the call for action, and powerfully join those who are building the future together.
A world that works for all depends on it.
A world that works for all depends on it.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. All right, so let's close our eyes and wrap up this service with a benediction. So much to be grateful for in today's service. So much, I don't know, certainty around uncertainty. I mean, I just feel very fed and empowered and encouraged. I feel reminded that the heart of community is unity, that we have more in common with each other than we have differences. So I know moving forward that is my commitment, is focus on that unity during times of uncertainty and doubt and unrest and disagreements, and knowing the truth is that we all want the same things and that we are all made out of the same spiritual energy, the same source, the same substance, that which goes by so many different names. So I know that I bring this forward in my life in the coming weeks, and it makes a difference. And I know when I say I'm really saying we, because we are all one. We are connected. We are one unity. And I know that every drop in the ocean raises all the boats. So let's start adding our drops to the ocean, even in times of uncertainty, knowing that it is enriching not only our lives, but the entire world, the entire universe. And that's something that's worth my time and my energy and yours as well. So I bring closure to today's service through these words of love, these words of prayer, these words of action, and ask you to declare so as well by using our favorite phrase, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you very much, Carol. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, Michelle, for everyone for your participation in today's service. And thank you all for joining us. As was said earlier, we feel your energy out there and we know you're there. And now we're going to let everybody else know you're a little there. Jamila Jackson, welcome, says good morning, TCSL. And Amy Amy is here in the house welcoming us today, Joanna Baum. And she's saying hello from Betty Courier. Betty, good to hear from you. Dara is with us, present today. Thank you. Diane and perhaps John are both here. Welcome. The Krupas are in the house. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. The Flounderies, the whole family, everyone is here, and we're very grateful for that. Sammy, thank you. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. And so everyone, those we mentioned and those that we didn't know for sure were out there, we just are very glad for your presence today, your presence in our community and in our lives. Have a really amazing week. We are online only next week. And so once again, we'll bring forward a great service for you. And in the meantime, please know that I love you, and we'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.